All right, so it is movie review time again. And this weekend, I had the opportunity to catch Scream 6. So, obviously, as the name implies, this is now the sixth movie in this franchise. And it did open number one in the box office this weekend. I think it was the largest opening it has had out of any of the six. So, that bodes well for the box office. In terms of the movie, it's not bad. It's okay. It picks up and continues with the last Scream, which would be Scream 5. Takes characters from it, and this time it takes place in New York, and it continues on with their story. To me, this franchise, I think, is starting to hit that point. Really, I don't know. I think definitely now it's starting to hit that long in the tooth point where I'm having a hard time seeing how they would take this any further into the future. I really just think they need to give it a rest. They probably should really just stop right here. I mean, you got 6 movies. That's enough to make a good marathon out of. But I just continuing on, and when you see this one, and if you've seen some of the others, I mean, it really is a very basic concept. There's a lot of things, and I know they're talking about they like to rewrite and parody, not parody, but I'll think of the word in a little bit. But they're taking the tropes and they're twisting it and putting the twist, but I think they've about reached the end point. The acting, the acting's good. They bring back, of course, some of the old, as they call them in the movie, legacy characters. What really makes me wonder is if Neve Campbell had been convinced to come back, how would this have been different? Would it have been any different? I think it really may have missed her presence because she's been there since the start. And I think they could have used her. Not that, again, the characters that they developed from Scream 5 are bad characters. And I know that Courtney Cox was in this, and she's been in the movies, and she's a strong legacy character. But I just think it missed her some. When you see this and you see how it ends, you think about it logically, you're like, well, if you didn't figure it out before that point, you're like, oh, well, this has to be how it ends. Otherwise, it wouldn't really make, they would have really just been pulling stuff out of the air. But I just, there were some times that I was kind of anticipating, wondering what was going to happen. So, some intensity. I don't know about scares per se, but there were some very tense moments in the movie. But like I've said a couple times already, I think they should just stop. This needs to be the end, because if they continue on, they're just going to become a parody of themselves. In reality, that's what it's going to just end up being. I will say, if you want to see a movie that is in the Scream genre in a way, but to me it's the superior movie, that is Sick. I did a review of it earlier in the year, Sick, and I checked to make sure it is on Peacock. It is written, excuse me, excuse me. It is written by Kevin Williamson, who wrote the original Scream. So as I said in that review, you see a lot of the Scream pattern there, but I think it was a little more original, just like Scream was original when it came out back in 1996. You just really hadn't seen a movie like it before. And so to me, Sick is a superior movie over this. So if you get a chance to see it, catch it again. It's streaming on Peacock. I think you'll enjoy that even more if you like the Scream series. But anyway, if you want to see Scream 6 in the theater, I'd recommend going to a matinee. I know in the evening you'll have larger crowds, and yes, this is the type of movie that should be seen with larger crowds, but I'm thinking in terms of if you're not just wanting to pay the full ticket price, go during the matinee. Nothing wrong with seeing this one in the theater, but I'd go in the matinee, save a little bit of money, unless you just want to see it with a larger crowd, and then of course pay full ticket price. So not bad, not great, needs to just be the end of the line for this series. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars.